Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel, Turquoise Dreaming. I'm so glad you're here. I'm here. I have a flip through for you of this flea market journal that I worked on, on our Susan and Maria and I's collab the last, 3 weeks, something like that. 4 weeks actually from the announcement, the last 3 Fridays plus the announcement. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick flip through because I kind of already flipped through it on Friday when I was finishing it. And I have a little goodie pack here that we'll go through. So let's do a quick flip through. When you see this video, it will be in my shop. So as you can see, well, in case someone has not seen any of the other videos where I was working on this journal, this is the tie closure here. It's a piece of the fabric that I used on the spine right here. It's pretty kind of black with this kind of pretty bright kind of, I don't know if it's not really royal blue, but it's a pretty blue, and it kind of matches this right here. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that real quick. And it unties like this. I used this large pop top little fastener here. So I just wrapped it around. So you pull this out and then it's kind of like a belt buckle. You just kind of cinch it through the little pop top. So cute, right? And the other day on Friday, we added this little pin here. It's a bulb pin with a couple little die cuts that I had made last week with you all. And this is a little spool right there from scrapbook paper. It's one-sided, so it's blank on the back. So you could actually write on there. And the tiniest tag in the world, as one of my subbies commented, I think it really is the tiniest little tag in the world that came with that die cut set that I had recently purchased. And a couple little, there's a charm here, a bronze cross, and a little blue bead dangle. So that is the tie closure. Here's the outside of the journal where I pieced together some fabrics that I had showed you in a Thrifty Thursday that I had brought home all on the same day from the thrift store. And I don't know, they called to me and they were all together, kind of, not really together, but you know what I mean. They were all in the same area at the thrift store. And I kept finding them and was like, these are really different and so pretty from anything I found. And it was so neat because they already have like stitched pieces. Like I didn't have to hand stitch anything. It already had all these pretty little elements on it, like these little sequins and this embroidery here. And then I added this little, there's an underneath piece of fabric and it's all sewn together, But these little pieces I had cut out of one of the pieces. These are like appliques. And here you see sequins and more stitching, and there's sequins here. So imagine trying to sew all those little pieces on, right? But it was already done for me. I just had to cut out the pieces and put it together. And so that was awesome, finding those fabrics that were already kind of hand stitched for me. You know what I mean? I'm going to be looking for more of those because that was awesome. As much as I would like to do something like that, it takes time, and that's something I don't have a lot of. So very beautiful. All kinds of, here's some little beads here too. And beads, look at all these little beads right here. All these little seed beads sewn on there. Isn't that cool? So anyway, let's get inside. Inside I had used this kind of like, I said it feels like chenille. It's a soft kind of, it was a pillow cover that I cut up that I found that same day. And then here's all the pages. Let me show you a side view real quick. It really came out pretty with the little ruffles that I put in there, and side page trims. So here's the top view with all the goodies hanging out. So yeah, let's go with a quick flip through. First page, I added this playing card from a Clue game, and it's the hall. If you know, they have the different rooms, the library, the hall, all those different rooms in the Clue game. And this was the Flea Market Journal, so pretty much everything in here is from thrifted, sources. And I don't know if I actually used any Dollar Tree stuff in here. The collab was Dollar Tree, thrifted or free. So if I see any Dollar Tree stuff, I'll tell you, but I really think it was all thrifted. So I made this into a little belly band where I had just two little pieces of paper from a little notebook, little old notebook that I had found, and they're even kind of like aging, but just great to glue something like that down for, or tuck it, write it in it and tuck it into a little secret hiding place for, private journaling. So on the next page here, we have a pocket with a couple little journaling cards, a library card that's double-sided, lines on both sides, and a vintage Canadian pre-stamped postcard, great for writing. I did add one of my own. I talked with one of my subbies this week in the comments about how we make our own reinforcements, and that reminded me I needed one here actually, and I was like, that reminded me, oh, I could use one of my own, and there's one there, and there's one over here. It's kind of underneath this bow, but it is there. And then this is a piece of vintage sheet here that I put on that postcard. So two nice places for writing there. And then I clipped a lot of things in for, someone to have their own fun decorating and putting things in here. So this is a little post-it note that's just on with the post-it note stickiness. And so you can peel that off. It says post-it fax note. I don't know if they make these anymore, but I did find this at a thrift store, and I just thought it was so cute. So I, put that in there. And a couple little, really pretty little postage stamps here that I clipped on here to for you to have fun with, or someone to have fun with. This is coffee dyed and Rit dyed music page here. Coffee dyed ledger paper with a little fold out and a plain card. This is stationery, like the computer stationery that you run through and print on. This one's a really pretty one. It almost looks eco dyed. It's got like an imprint of plants on it. I think you can probably see that, but really pretty. And on this side of it, there's a ruffle with a little bead dangle. That's coffee dyed paper. So here's a pretty little kind of royal blue bead dangle on there. Wrapping paper here. And I had sewn on a layer of coffee dyed paper onto that too. So it's a double layer of paper there to kind of strengthen that wrapping paper. And then I clipped on with this pretty blue teardrop paper clip one of my tags that we had made on a Tag Tuesday. It's pieced together with fabric and paper. Here's a big postage stamp. This is an actual real postage stamp here, and these are little numbers from vintage numbers from a grocery store. I got them in a thrift store, but I assume that's where they came from, like a grocery store where they used to use those kind of things on their shelves or something, price tags. Here's an old envelope. It's an envelope front that I put onto this coffee dyed. This is the paper, like computer paper with a track. So here's the track. And then here is the old envelope front. It does have a date of 1976 on here, and it's a pocket, and there's a journaling card in here made from wrapping paper and some just really thick brown envelope. The word memories and a little ruffle there sewn on. And music paper here. I tried to use as many of my scraps as I could in here as pages or something. Here's another clipped on. This is the envelope, coffee dyed envelope that we decorated together with a piece from the wrapping paper book. A burlap trim here, a little lace trim up here, a little tab. Inside we have a little journaling card that is sewn together and decorated. And this is this is the original deed of trust from very old. It's an authentic original. The date I think is on the other side. We'll see that later. So let's see, how did I have that? This is a little tiny binder clip here that I have it clipped on with. All right. And then the pocket here, made from my bird book, little page from that, made into a pocket, and another journaling card. All those are sewn around, and the word adventure there. All those words on these wrapping paper tags are made from my little vintage label maker. Those are fun. I like making words with that. And then this is just a book page here, very old and brown. It's naturally aged, and a piece of paper from a vintage little notebook. Another piece of paper from a notebook. This one's cardstock. This one's, you know, like notebook paper thickness. And then a couple of guest checks that are papery. I have the cardstock and the papery ones, and I like both of them. Like the other ones, the cardstock ones, I like making tags and things. But these papery ones are great for gluing down, because they're just, you know, a little bit of glue, and there you have a nice journaling space, right? So yeah, I really like those a lot too. I wasn't sure when I got them. Like I don't know if I knew they were paper. I think they were wrapped up in some plastic, and I got them home. I'm like, oh, they're papery, and then I was like, oh, well, that's a nice option, you know. So this is some blue dyed composition book paper here, and it's dyed with food coloring, and it's a fold out. And then I have a little tuck spot here, and you can open up and put something. You can always glue something in here, write in here. It's light enough on this side to write on. And then a couple little tags in there. This one you can decorate or write on. And of course you can write on the back of that little one too. Put a little note back there, right? Glue it down somewhere. Use it as a decoration. This is coffee dyed coloring book paper. And this is a little ruffle here from the fabrics. This fabrics that this one's from Dollar Tree. I do have something from Dollar Tree in here. I forgot. Yeah, this one is a piece of fabric that I got at Dollar Tree. I used a ruffle from it here. And actually the backing under here, this blue, is that fabric too. So here's a little bead dangle here. Real pretty little, quite a few little bits on there. Bronze little middle pieces and a bead. And then some more computer stationery. Here it's coffee. Did I coffee dye this one? I think I did coffee dye this one on the back. I don't think that, yeah, that's coffee dyed on the back. It's a fold out. It's got a little butterfly here. It's really pretty. And it's very vintagey looking. I really like that about the computer papers that I put in here. And this is one of the tags we made from my gift bag that I got. They put my goodies in at a thrift store, and I just thought those, you know, the words and the fonts and everything were so neat there that I made tags out of them. A little page here. So this is fold out here, and a couple little nice little blue vintage tickets I have clipped on there, and a bulldog clip, a little one. That I got at a dollar store also. Those little clips. And then here's the center where I have a couple of buttons that match. I thought they matched the journal so well. I used them in there, and I told you in the when I showed you this on Friday, I told you I got those buttons from my leather jacket that I cut apart. One that I got at a thrift store, and then I didn't end up really wearing it. So I cut it apart, and I'm using it for crafting now. And then, so as we go through the second half here, the back half, this is the same papers, but I'll show you the differences. Here's a little coin envelope. We decorated this together too. And in here I have some of my, you know, butterflies that I like to include. They're just fun to do whatever with, you know, put them on a page, put them on anything really to decorate. Little pom-pom. I got that from Dollar Tree too. A little pom-pom paper clip there. And so, ruffle here. This is embroidered little fabric that I had got that day with all the fabrics. And I have another big bead dangle on this one, a pretty little crystal-y one. It even has a little kind of hot pink bead on there. I love those little bead dangles. They're so pretty. And then as we go on, I'm not going to explain the pages again because this is the same pages that were on the first half. It's just the back half of them. I did put a little kind of decoupaged napkin here on this one with this little cute little duck looking at you there. And here's a little pocket with a this is a tag or a bookmark, you could call it. You could use it for a bookmark. And it has that thick brown envelope on the back. The pocket's decorated from, oh, this is from Dollar Tree too. I forgot how much Dollar Tree stuff I used in here. So that's the crochet Dollar Tree trim. Another little scrap here that I put on as a belly band and added a vocabulary card in there. And there's a little heart decorating this too. I don't know. I noticed in my flip through on Friday that you couldn't really see that, so I thought I'd hold it closer. But there's a little punched heart there that I cut out from, punched out from some papers, some cardstock scrapbook paper. And so next page we have another binder clip here with my flea market tag that we had made together. My tags you can all write on the back. I always leave them with something like blank, like file folder, brown envelope, coffee dye paper, whatever, anything like that that you can write on. And just, the front is decorated, but that's a pretty one. I love that one. Love it. Music, and then belly band here with a little snippet roll, or not roll, but snippet strip, I guess you could call it, with a piece of a calendar, a page from a calendar, and a Rolodex card that is lined on both sides. Great for writing. That's a little belly band. And a tuck spot here with a cigar label and the Keep wrapping paper tag and an old picture, black and white. So cute. It does have a date there. I think it's you know what? I think it's 1947. The other day I couldn't read it. I don't know if it said, I didn't know if it said 1907, 1997, but now I think that might be a 4. So that makes more sense. 1947. That looks like a 1947 picture, doesn't it? And this lady looks like she's so pretty standing on this, like a sand hill or something there. But so cute, right? I love those little pictures. And it has a deckled edge on it even. So cute. A ruffle here. And a playing card. Fold out. A pocket here with some lace. This page, most of my pockets I think are sewn together. And then there's a postcard here. And big postcard. And then a couple pages from a little vintage address book. And that is the back. That is the end. Oh, I showed you the back, right? Yeah, I think I did. All the sequins and so on. Yeah, I think I did, so I'd show you that. So here's the little goodie pack. I wrapped it in a garden book page. I've been trying to use these up. And you can cut this apart, decorate it, cover up this wilting tomato plant. But this has some cute little, these would be great to make little faux postage stamps here, these little pictures, or, cut this up and make it into a tag. The colors are great here. And so, yeah, it's a double page here, so you can, lots of room to do something with that. And then let's turn this over and start from the bottom here. I've got some book pages. I have some book pages here sitting that I have cut up and not used yet, so I'm sharing some of them in my goodie packs. But I'll just show you, like, this is from a kid's dictionary book, half of a card with a turkey on it. I just pulled out some pages. This is scrapbook paper, and this is a piece of wallpaper. And then there were some pages I had pulled out to possibly use in this journal that I didn't use. So, like, this is one that I showed you before that you can cut up or do whatever. But this is from the wrapping paper book, where it has all the kind of black and white samples of the wrapping paper pages here. So it's just a nice vintage book page. Some of the wrapping paper that I, scraps or that I didn't use. Here's another piece here. Let's see, are they the same? Yeah, this is the same. Wrapping paper, a nice big piece there that you can cut up and use. It's white on the back. This is a journaling card. I had actually pulled this out, and I was going to see here how it's green, and it's got a label here, and it's like a tennis ball here. And I was going to do something here, like put a pocket and cover up the tennis ball. Just an idea for whoever might get this. If you're like, oh, tennis, what am I going to do with that? You could glue this down, so you would be covering up this side. And if you wanted to, or just add some paper back here, like blank paper that you could write on, and then make a pocket over here if you didn't like this tennis ball. But that's what I was going to do, but I didn't do it, and it was sitting here. So I was like, okay, I'll just include it. That's what I try to do when I'm done with a journal. I just try to, you know, gather up everything that I didn't use and send it to, you know, along with the journal. So here's a piece of, you know, pieces of scrapbook paper that I didn't use. A little, this is craft cardstock. Here's another page that I was trying to use in here, but I didn't. It's from a stitchery book. Here's a little sheep with a basket. It looks like a little yarn basket or something, but it's a little crossword or cross stitch pattern, I think. And here's the instructions. And so just a nice, it was actually, this didn't come from a book. It came from a book, but it was just folded up in the book like this and stuck in my stitchery book. So it wasn't like I took a page out. It was just somebody put it in there as a, you know, they were saving it or something. So here's a flashcard playing, a couple of really pretty vintage floral playing cards. And we've got a check from that math game that I used one in my last journal. I mean, it's a deposit slip. It's from a game though, like where someone's learning how to, you know, do a checking account. A couple of little memo notes here. Today's phone messages. They both say that, phone and messages. A sticker sheet with letters and numbers. Some little symbols here too. I've just been trying to use up this. Looks like I used that one right there. That was in the back. I'm surprised I used that one. Anyway, it is a sticker sheet I'm trying to use, sticker book I'm trying to use up. So I'm including pages in my goodie packs. Coffee dyed bridge score sheet. Coffee dyed envelope. It's just one of these long ones. And what you can do if you're not sure what to do with a long one like this, you can cut it in half and then use it for a pocket. Like say you cut it in half, you can use it for a pocket this way, or, you know, if it's cut in half, use it for a pocket this way. So, and then there's a doily here, pretty doily. Nice pattern on that one. A blue Rolodex card and some little fabric bits. So like this is a piece of these are all pieces of fabric that I used in here. So here's a burgundy piece with some of the, you know, right here on the edge there's some stitchery. It was cut apart with my pinking shears. And then here's another little piece of the blue, the black with that blue that I used like on the tie closure. Here's a little piece of lace that I had sitting here, like really vintagey, naturally aged. I don't think I didn't coffee dye this one. Here's a little piece of this. I know it's just a little scrap, but it has the sequins on it, so you can cut that up. And, you know, even though it's already pretty small, you can cut that up and use that and piece it onto something. And a couple little ruffles that I had. I used part of these in the journal, and here's the rest of it. So a little piece there, a little piece here. And yeah, so I made those ruffles, and then here's a little piece of this one that has this gold on it, and those are really nice for piecing together, you know, something that you're piecing together. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed. This will be tied with this pink ribbon, and then this will be tied with the closure, and like I said, it will be in my shop when you see this video. And I really enjoyed the collab, and looking forward to next month's collab with Susan. And also I have another project that I'm probably going to start tomorrow, so look forward to that. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in my next video. Everyone have a great day and happy crafting.